Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? My name is Kyle, you know me as Dragonmar, and welcome to a new video. Today guys, we have a Gold 2 VoD review submitted by Gyan here, and we have Sova on Ascent. Now, what's a little bit different about this VoD review is that Gyan plays in a 5-stack, which means every player on his team is someone he chose to queue up with, so there is a slight rank disparity. Now, Gyan does play pretty well in his games, just taking a look at his match history. So what we're going to be looking at here is how can he play better as a team to help him win more games. Said he's been stuck around this rank for a little while now, but does have some prior FPS experience. Let's take a look and see what we can do to help Gyan out. And remember guys, if you do enjoy these VoD reviews, you like what we do here on the channel, make sure you leave a like, comment of course what you want to see next, and subscribe for more. I really do appreciate it. And also stick around for the end, or just go there and listen to what my takeaways are from this gameplay. A lot of you guys don't get that far in the videos, and that's actually where I make my main points and my main key takeaways here. And I have some good ones here for Gyan, some things I think are really going to help him. So make sure you guys check that out as well. But let's begin. All right, we're going to start the VoD review off here playing on attack. Gyan and his 5-stack here. So we have Sova on attack. Now we've seen obviously what Sova can do on defense. If you've ever watched Sinatra play for Sentinels, kind of amazing what he does over there in the B-bomb site with the Odin through the wall. Maybe we'll see some of that in this game, honestly. But Gyan here spots a player on Cat, so now knows Reyna is there, and he's going to go for a little jump peek, but unfortunately can't line up the shot. That's one of those situations where you just have to take your time and let that crosshair sit and let the Reyna come into it. They were going to, they were playing aggressive, they were going for the repeaks, just a little too much movement there with his own crosshair. Just play a little more passive with how you're aiming at that player. All right, starting the second round off here with, it looks like a shock dart. Now, Gyan did tell me on Discord that he does watch AverageJonas, so he knows a lot of lineups. Let's see if we can turn him into AverageJonas here. And starting things off, Gyan gets the kill on the Reyna. A little payback for the last round. This is going to open up this round into a very winnable situation here. Currently a 5v4 and drops down now to a 5v3 in their favor after their Cypher takes out the breach. So, really important here post-plant to work together. This is a 5-stack, right? There should be some chemistry, some good comms, teamwork. Everyone should be playing pretty well together. But sometimes it's just not the case. So, let's see what happens here. Can they defend this bomb and pick up the second round? Like I said, currently a 5v3 playing here at Generator, which is a pretty dangerous spot, but let's see what he's going to do. Now, knows players are up there in heaven right now. He's going to shoot a recon bolt. Looks like he'll spot the Brim. Knows Brim is up there. Cypher playing here in tree, spots the Omen, but unfortunately turns around and doesn't see the Brim jump down and go for the kill on him. Now, I don't know why Gyan turned around there. He had the Cypher inside of tree covering him. He didn't actually have a purpose to look that way. That's one of those situations where you just have to trust your teammates and at least let them die first before you go for that peek. He didn't do that. He turned around and no one was watching that drop off, so he was completely unaware. Brim gets the easy kill on him. Gyan here picking up the op. Now, he did tell me he likes to op, so opping mid to start things off. Now, if you don't know, Ascent is definitely one of the most op-friendly maps in the game, with this middle section here being one of the longest sightlines in the game as well. Pretty much an opper's paradise. Now, a lot of the times we see ops with Jet, but Gyan here playing Sova, probably going to use those recon bolts, maybe go for some wall bangs as well later in this game. And right now he's just holding mid as his team approaches. Now, I would like to see him up there with his team. I don't know if you guys have taken a look at the ranks yet, but Gyan is one of the highest ranks on his team, if not the highest rank. There's one other gold player, I believe. Now, I'm not saying he has to be the entry frag, but typically that is where you get the most value when you're the best player on your team. Simply looking at his match history tells me he is probably the best player on his team. No offense to his teammates, of course, but he seems to do pretty well. Gets to 3K here so far, has demonstrated some pretty good aiming with the op so far. A lot of what we see when we see bad oppers is they'll jerk their mouse off of players. So instead of flicking onto a player, they'll flick off. I haven't noticed that so far. Aim seems pretty crisp, and he's now in a 1v1. Now, for me personally, when I'm in a 1v1 like this, I generally will drop the op, and I will play with a rifle, just because I feel like it gives me more options. But right here, we're in a good spot. Two of the shock darts left, recon bolt back online, and ultimate as well. Pretty much everything you could ask for. All he has to do is play for sound here, or he can play time and sort of wait this omen out. Looks like he's going to be holding heaven here, which I don't entirely agree with. Now knows the omen is in tree. I'm surprised he's not holding a slightly tighter angle here. So this is actually a bad spot, by the way. He's way too exposed. If this omen peeks close to him, he probably dies if he doesn't hit the first shot. That is a bad spot to play in. He has to move over towards the wine side of A main and play closer to that corner. So if he misses a shot, he can immediately turn away. Looks like he knows the lineup there for A, and oh my goodness, he gets the omen. Amazingly done. Round 4 starting off here, going for the recon bolt, top left mid. Oh, and there's the shot. Oh, but he misses the Phoenix through the wall. Very nice bolt there. It is a horrible position for that Phoenix to be in. Thankfully, no one was there to spam, and no one was there to maybe even finish him as he was crossing mid as well. Now, we know Reyna has the op here, so this is a big problem on Ascent when you do not have a teammate smoking off mid or smoking off cat at the start of these rounds. You can get destroyed by oppers. But looks like Gyan is going for some sort of double shock play over there on cat. I don't think he finds any kills. Maybe he did some damage though. And he spots the omen backside. I have no idea what that omen was doing. Gets the kill and brings us into a 4v4. Now, Killjoy is on site. I'm having a hard time figuring out where the bomb is currently. Oh, it looks like Cypher has it. Player spotted up there in heaven. So, we still have drone and we have an ultimate. I might like to see drone come in here and sort of push over towards tree to get some information. Or, I would like to see him holding heaven. When you have the op like this, you need to be helping your team clear these sites. Right now, the teammates are doing it all on their own. He's holding flank here, which is worrying me because I'm trying to figure out what this Cypher is doing with his trips. He should just be tripping flank so they don't have to worry about it. Nonetheless, though, 10 seconds left in the round. Cypher needs to plant this bomb. And looks like he finally will with about 5 seconds left. So, 4v2 here, very winnable. Essentially, it'd be a throw if they lose. Omen brings it into a 4v1. Last player called out heaven. Looks like it is the Phoenix. Trying to figure out where he is up there. And a nice shot by Gyan to finish the round. Alright, round 5 starting the exact same way as round 4, but this time bolt is broken early. So, no information gained. Now he knows Phoenix is up close in mid. Doesn't hit the shot, but Phoenix uses a flash to no avail. So, looks like the team is going to focus over here towards A again. This seems to be their preference in terms of sites. Let's see what they can do. So, I like this drone in, by the way. This is a very smart way to use your drone. You gain information. Normally, it's good to have teammates follow that in. I'm kind of curious why Gyan didn't tell one of his buddies there to follow that drone in, trade the kill. A lot of players cannot deal with a drone plus a player. They just don't know what to do. They freeze up, and it's an easy kill. Thankfully, though, Omen has gone through. I'd like to see a little more presence here from Gyan. Swinging this corner a little more confidently, you know, killing these players on site. There was a Brim on site who also dies to the omen as well. Just seems like he's being a little passive here. And like I was saying earlier, when you're one of the best players in your team and when you're one of the highest ranks in the game, it's really important that you're putting yourself in situations where you can help out. So site is currently getting dismantled by the Reyna Breach duo, misses the recon bolt as well, and then ends up getting leered. Now we're in a 2v1. Okay, and a lot of this started from not being on site and not being in a position to help the teammates. Now, I don't know why the teammates were peeking nonstop. That's bad as well. But, and unfortunately, oh man. So this is what I was just talking about as well. When you hold that position that Gyan is in there on the left side of A main, you are so vulnerable to anyone who peeks out from the left side. Now, if you were playing the right side, you hold a much tighter and a different angle. You can take that shot back up and reload before they can get to you through the arch. Otherwise, you're just too far out in the open there. So Gyan really needs to stop hanging out in that spot. It's just leaving him too exposed. Round 6 here starts a little differently, and I like this. I like this aggression. He goes for the jump peek with the op. over here on Cat, because remember, Reyna has already showed aggression over here, so we know that this Reyna is opping on Cat some rounds, and we haven't seen Gyan get the kill like this yet. So if you haven't gotten a kill or shown presence toward one position, very good idea to show it at least at some point during the game. Now, unfortunately here, this is a very, very poor play. He knows this Phoenix has been playing in mid, and what does he do? He runs into mid with an op, gets flashed just like the last round, and dies for nothing. That right there is exactly what you want to try to avoid. If you do not have smokes down, you cannot play that aggressive unless you have other players there to help you. He was playing that pretty much alone at that point, and walking into that little box there, whatever that little obstacle is in mid, you're in a really tough spot from anyone who peeks you over from pizza, or even from that close mid spot where the Phoenix was. Just has to work on his positioning there with the op. Okay, so Gyan here giving us his best AverageJonas impression, working his way over in B main. It looks like the Boombot's gonna spot someone, finds the Omen with his back turned, turns the corner, and gets one shot onto the breach, unfortunately there. Just looked a little shaky there with the Sheriff. I'm not a big fan of the Sheriff myself. I normally would opt actually for a Ghost over it, but he's able to finish off one kill, so did a little bit of something there, but I just feel like could have done a little bit more, and feel like the team wasn't really playing with him either. Really, really important to communicate with your team what you're doing there as well, especially when you're playing in a 5-stack. Now, round 8 starting here. Looks like we're going for the double shock again. I think this is over towards Cat or maybe Tree. And it lands. Now, no kills there. Just a Ghost this round with light armor. So, spending a little bit into this round. I can't tell if it's because he wants to save for the op. It looks like teammates might have some weapons. I'd be interested to see what the economy looks like here and why, and make sure everyone's on the same page. Looks like it was some sort of light buy potentially. So team is dying over towards B, trying to figure out why Gyan is over here on A alone. I don't like this. When you're playing with a pistol, you got to play with your team, and if nothing else, be the first one in. In this situation, Gyan all alone, doing nothing to help the team here. Kind of seems like a bit of a wasted round. Now, Gyan was able to pick up one kill there, grab an enemy's Vandal, but he did die mid. So like I was saying, yeah, you get one kill, but you know, you potentially could help your team win that round. And instead, you just died in mid, and you lose the round and get no guns out of it either. So, but we're back opping. This seems to be what Gyan really likes to do. He was telling me about it as well. And hey, if you're gonna op on a map, why not be Ascent, right? I mean, this really is the best map for oppers. So, holding mid here, team is pushing up Cat. Cypher not tripping over by B for some reason. Can't figure out why not. Ooh, almost gets the collateral there, but gets a nice kill on the Phoenix. Good little reaction. I'm trying to figure out why Gyan is holding his op like this. He's just so exposed in mid. It really makes me worried about peaks from different angles, but he's going to rotate over here to A. Now, Omen able to take out the enemy Omen. Breach spotted in spawn. One player left. We know Brim has played over here in the past. So there he is on site. Great job playing off the teammates there. Team is making a ton of noise. Gyan turns the corner, clears generator, finds the Brim there, and hits the shot. All right. Gyan, oh my gosh. So that is exactly the type of play you have to be careful of. When you get too comfortable using your utility in mid, sometimes the enemy team is going to take note of that and say, hey, I don't want you opping here anymore. So in that situation, Gyan, very lucky not to get opped by the enemy opper over by Market. You have to be careful with where you're using your utility. Your positioning is so important, and your role as the opper is so important to your team that you cannot afford to throw your life away. But Gyan, nonetheless, playing here by stairs. 2 teammates down. We're in 3v5 now, but we have ult, we have utility here, and we have an op. Has to find something, hopefully, to start this round off. Now, enemies are starting to flank. This is when you have to remind your Cypher to use his trips. There should be no way an enemy is getting through B main for free without knowing they're there. Cypher makes his way up mid a little. Now, Gyan is still sitting back here, and this is what worries me. Is that the team is too spread out for this, you know, considering they're a 5-stack. Everyone seems to kind of be playing for themselves. Gyan watching a flank, his bomb carrier over by A, and Cypher up mid in pizza. Now, they are going to converge here in mid. So, essentially, you're in a 5v2. You maybe go for one kill here, but you have to save your weapons. There is just no chance you win this round. And it looks like he will. Now, moving into round 11 here, I think it's important to take note that we have seen a little, little confusion, it seems like, on attack here from his team, which is surprising to me considering they're all playing together. It kind of seems like some people want to do one thing, others are kind of too far behind to help out, and Gyan is just so focused on opping in mid that he's not there to really entry or get those picks for his team unless he's getting them in mid. Now with these smokes going down, it's kind of rendered him useless. In the meantime, like I was just saying, 2 of his teammates have already died. This is why it's extremely important to understand your role within the team. Yes, you may be a Sova and you may be opping, but if you're the best player on the team and you're the person who they look to get those high kill games and get those impact frags, you have to be helping the team more in an entry capacity, because your teammates are trying to entry, but they're losing their aim duels when they know for a fact that you would win them. Really important to remember that it's not just about your agent and maybe the role that best suits your agent for that round or for that game. It's also about your role within the team and within your team composition. All right, final round of the half here for Gyan. I've liked what I've seen so far in terms of his aim. I think it's very good. Utility usage as well. Very impressive. Definitely watches AverageJonas and other Sova videos, because these shock darts are perfect. One thing I've noticed though is no ultimates. I don't know if Gyan used one ultimate that entire half, and he had it very early on. That worries me, because the ultimate is extremely easy to use if you pair it with your drone, which seems to be the best tactic. And I can't believe that Brim just walked through and got a 4K. But I'm a little bit confused what Gyan was doing. I'm going to pay attention to that more in the next half. And that might be an easy fix and an easy help here on attack. Because remember, you lead in with your drone, your team goes in, and maybe you dart someone, and you ult them off of it. Easy kill, you take a site, and you win the round. But we haven't seen that yet. Okay, let's start the second half off here. Now, I did go back and check the VOD, and Gyan did not use his ultimate that entire half despite getting it in one of the first few rounds. So let's pay attention to what he does here on defense and if he's able to make use of what is actually an excellent ultimate. So looks like he went for some sort of shock dart play. I don't really know how to gauge that, but interesting shock dart. Then he's going to follow that up here. Now, we did see the Phoenix flash out of B-Link, so looks like the enemy team wants to put some pressure here over towards mid. I'm noticing crosshair placement as well seems to be a little bit low, which is a bit of a concern of mine, especially on pistol round. Remember, your first shot is everything on a pistol round, because if you're using a ghost, it's a one-shot kill to the head. Now, right here, nice 2 kills to start this round off. They get the bomb down as well. I think at this point, he's served his purpose here and can relocate, but he is going to stick in this corner. This does concern me in case the enemy team has some sort of smokes and they're able to smoke off the rest of the team. He's kind of stuck here in this corner, so you have to be careful with this. Now, did lower the door there, so it does protect him from a tree at least. With the bomb down here as well. Feeling pretty confident about this round. 5v3 actually drops to a 4v3 now with the Phoenix flank. So this is part of the problem with leaving tree open, is that you do not have the knowledge of enemies coming through cat. So you're sort of completely cut off on the site. But it looks like here this is a 4v2. 3v2 now. Phoenix getting another kill on the flank. Gyan here has to do something. He cannot keep sitting in this corner. Now, yep, the last player. That was extremely dangerous. Gyan just kind of stopped playing, it felt like. And in that situation, you knew one player was main, and you knew a Phoenix was flanking behind you. Time was running out. Now, that Phoenix almost made an insane play. What could you have done differently there? Very simple. You had to move. You didn't have to stay there that entire time. You could have moved back to site to help your team. You could have pushed the guy in A main with a teammate as the Phoenix was flanking around. A lot of things to do there, but sitting in that corner, I think, was the one wrong thing to do. Okay, starting the next round off here. So I believe this is what are we on? Round 14, it looks like. Round 14 here after the pistol round win, narrowly though, very terrifying. Bringing it to 5-8. So defense obviously a little easier to win here. Gyan gonna check mid as he notices the enemy team moving into B. He's already made his rotation. Has 2 shock darts. So let's see. Gets the headshot, but takes a lot of damage. Now, in a 3v2, Phoenix using his ult. Looks like Killjoy was able to deal with that. So Gyan right now has to rely on those shocks to do damage. He simply took too much damage to go for these 1v1 pistol duels. So let's see what he's able to. Okay, he jumps down anyway, takes the shot, but lives. 4 health left. Oh, he has the utility here, but it looks like he's gonna go for the play with the pistol. And that's the wrong play. That to me showed a lot of indecision. That to me says that he didn't know if he should go for the kill with the pistol or try to use his utility. Shock bolts were available. Probably should have shocked the back of sight there before pushing in. Time was running out, taking a little bit too long. Just couldn't get it under control what he wanted to do there. Little too indecisive. That's something that can be worked on. It's just about committing. Either you're going all in with the pistol or you're going to use your shock bolts, but you have to choose one or the other. All right, peeking over towards B-Link. Now remember, B-Link tends to be one of the most commonly peeked spots by the enemy team here, by the attackers, just because that's where a lot of them sort of gather up to cover mid and such. And as part of that, have to be very, very careful. Now, unfortunately, in this position here, oh, Gyan is going to get away with a shot on the Phoenix after it looks like the Phoenix had to reload there. 20 health left, but he has his ult. Could this be what saves the round? No, looks like the enemy team is going to plant the bomb, but gets a nice shot there on the Reyna. Going to get blinded by the breach. So really important to Cypher here. Cypher has to do something to help him. They should be working together. 10 seconds on recon bolt as well. Now knows the breach is under him by the direction of that utility there. Just holding this one angle. I don't think they're going to peek him. All right. Goes for... Wow, that is a very nice recon bolt. Goes under, but we already know they're down there. I think the breach is down there as well. Oh, and he jumps down. And the Cypher goes down too. Oh, no. Time was getting a little bit close there, but... what we have to remember is earlier in that round, we saw that the breach had used that C ability from down in hell. We saw him kill the Brim down there, but he jumped down immediately after, not realizing that the breach was most likely still down there. You have to pay attention at all times to where abilities are being used from, because it does give away the position in a lot of these circumstances. Okay, round 16, starting off here with a shot, with a recon bolt actually, going over towards B-Link and not going to see anything. So back onto the Ghost here. Just getting a slightly better gun here. I do like the Ghost over the Sheriff in most cases as well. You guys know me. I have a love-hate relationship with the Sheriff. Some people are amazing with it. I just am not one of those people. So, presence being made by the enemies over towards B. Looks like Phoenix has made it up mid as well with his wall. Omen playing over here in Pizza. Oh, Phoenix gets the kill on the Omen. Looks like there was a little gap in the Omen smoke. Maybe he should watch some of my videos. And now he's making his way over here towards the B site. Gyan with Ghost in hand spots 2 people out. So it's great information there for his team. Cypher able to take 1 out, but unfortunately goes down to the Omen. And now Gyan, it looks like he might get pushed here by a breach who flashes him. But either way, unfortunately, I think this round is over. Best thing he can do here is just go for a save or some exit frags. Now, Gyan instead opted to actually go in there after picking up a Phantom and dying, so that was one option as well, just probably not the best option. Could have saved that Phantom for a teammate. Always got to remember, economy, very important. Helping your team, very important. All right, first ultimate of the game for Gyan comes on round 17, by the way. Round 17 it took to see an ultimate. No kills off of it. No drone used to help secure it either. I'm getting a little bit worried here. Gyan watching too many AverageJonas shock dart lineup videos and not enough drone videos, it appears. So let's see what's going to happen now. Phoenix making his way on site, but bomb is down in a very good spot. Cypher does a great job getting the kill. Reyna leers out. They know where she is. 3v1 here. I would like to see him push up though. But I guess if they all play passive, it's fine. But I think with 3 people, you can probably let the Cypher play close bomb, have the Rays be ready to peek off of Cypher's contact, and maybe rotate you over to Generator, just to have a slightly better angle on this. Now, the suspenseful end to the last round was that Reyna actually chose to save there. Probably a wise decision. Oh, great shot here by Gyan on the jumping Phoenix, going for that jumping op kill. Ends up not even getting a chance to shoot. Gyan makes the connection there with his chest. Nice shot, bringing this into a 5v4. Now, remember guys, defense, opening kills matter a lot less than on attack. Attack still very, very much winnable, even with 4 people, because remember, you can take sites. 4v2, still very, very strong. Okay, nice job there to use the drone. It does spot out at least the Reyna, but an even better flick by Gyan there onto the breach. Might have just legged Reyna there, I couldn't really tell, but now they know she's there as well. Only goes for the TP. Now this is dangerous. Someone does have to watch flank. Oh, looks like he does get spotted by the Cypher camera, actually, which is extremely useful, because that means that Gyan doesn't have to worry about anybody being in CT. Oh my gosh, unfortunately, Gyan showing some frustration there, just gets a little too antsy, I think, with the shot. I think he might have moved, or he might have flicked off a little bit there. Have to take your time with these plays. There is no reason to do anything but stare at that angle. Your team has great spots all around the map right now. Just got a little bit too antsy, I think. Round 19 starting off here. Gyan buys back in with an op here, I believe. Or actually might have gotten dropped to him. I can't really remember. 4,800 credits though still. So looking pretty good economy-wise. We'll be able to buy an op next round if he dies. Starting to mount a bit of a comeback, getting those rounds back in the game, but it is 7-11 right now. So gonna have to show a little bit more here. Now, that dart was not very good because I don't think it actually covers those close left, close right corners there. Those little cubbies that are made through the mid-arch, but it was enough to catch the Phoenix, who I think just got a little bit too crazy there. Nice shots here, though, so far. 2 kills so far for him. Really, the only reason I think they're still in this round is because of his kill on that Phoenix. So, Gyan showing some strength here, showing some nice shots. Let's see what happens on a 4v2 retake. One thing I want to remind you guys is that Gyan does have his drone still. Using your drone to get information for sites is crucial for Sova players. Remember, like I was saying, you have a player follow it in. Drone goes first, spots the enemies. Your player kills them, trades it out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Not seeing enough of that here from Gyan, but the team does win the round. All right, round 19, or excuse me, round 20 starting off here with the op in mid, but unfortunately, KJ is going to go down to Phoenix over on A. Rotation coming in. Shoots the recon bolt through. Has to be ready to go for this op kill. You have to be ready. You cannot fall back like that. When you get an opportunity to shoot your op through a smoke after you recon bolt like that, you have to be prepared. That was an easy kill there on the brim, but unfortunately, because of his positioning, he wasn't ready to take that fight. And now, Brim able to get a kill as well. That was something that could have been avoided by killing him. And in a horrible situation here, not taking his time on these shots. Oh, and the ultimate disrespect is the Phoenix knife. Really hard to watch, really hard to see. I'm feeling for him. Round 21 here. Opping once again. KJ going to ult over by A, hopefully keeping it safe for the time being. Players have rotated off of B as well. So, very important for Gyan here to hold mid. He's pretty much the last line of defense against the rotation. All that's left after him is one tripwire, which I'm not even sure is in the archway over towards B. Thankfully, there is a camera there as well, just to get some info. Looks like the enemy team taking their time. They know that they are one round away from winning this game. They do not have to rush things. Gyan holding strong here in mid. Knows that his op has to connect here to help his team get the victory. Has a little bit of utility as well. By the way, 1 kill away from an ult. So potentially some room here to make some plays if he's able to open this thing up. Enemy team goes for a plant. Uses the ult to stop it. Would be pretty magnificent. Now, op has to be ready. Nice shot on 1. Oh, Phoenix flashes through. But looks like he's not going to be able to follow it up. Oh, Phoenix is actually close to the Cypher. I can't believe Cypher not turning around. Oh, I am absolutely mind blown right now by looking at the map. Nonetheless, though, only a breach left on site. 3v1. Bomb down. And nice job there as a team. They were going to get that kill regardless of who got it. Nice little 3v1. No one dies there at the end. Good win, 9-12. All right, switching things up again. Gyan over here playing on Cat with KJ on A, 2 players mid, and Cypher on B. Currently 9-12, very close game, no margin for error now. They have to start winning. Oh, but unfortunately, the Leer, with no one shooting it, is enough to stop the Opper. Gyan unable to do anything, and also unable to use his ult on the planter as well. I'm very curious why he's not using it more. But gonna play over here on Heaven now with the op. Has recon bolt. I would like to see him ult off of this if it gets info. No, it didn't. Oh, there it is. Okay, we know a player's under there. Might be a good time to go for the ult. Looks like he's gonna hold off on it though. I am worried that Gyan is gonna finish this round without using his ult when it's crucial that they use it to win. 3v3, goes into 2v3. No players are under him. Jumps down here, has to be ready to go for the shots. Takes a shot into the wall, misses, and that's game over. Oh man, lot to talk about here. Lot to talk about. Now, to conclude this video, I want to go over my main takeaways here for Gyan and hopefully sort of illustrate what might be the cause and what might be holding him back a little bit from ranking up more. Now, in the match history right now, we're looking at some pretty incredible numbers from him. He's obviously a very good player, and I definitely think that he could go up in quite a few ranks if he sort of gets a few things under control. Now, first and foremost, I think he's a good opper, but there's always room for improvement. Crosshair placement can always be improved upon. We saw, especially without the op, that sometimes when he was holding certain angles, he just wasn't ready. We saw this a lot with the pistols, but definitely a good aimer overall, especially for his rank. Now, let's get into utility usage. So Sova has a really interesting kit. Do some damage, get some information, pretty fun overall. Now, clearly Gyan knows some lineups, which is, you know, impressive. But the lack of droning, very frustrating for me, as that is one of the strongest parts of Sova's kit, especially when you're playing Sova as not like an initiator or an entry fragger. You need to be leading your team in with your drone, and I just didn't see that enough. Another thing on top of that, ultimate usage. Ult was used 0 times, despite having it for almost the entire first half. That is concerning, especially because we lost a lot of rounds in the first half as well. Now, moving on from that, we saw not enough recon bolts, it felt like, on bomb sites. A lot of recon bolts being used in mid, going for kills, you know, going for ops and stuff. But where was the info for sites for attack, which is so important for Ascent? I just didn't feel like I see that enough. So despite having and knowing lineups and getting some nice kills that way, overall, utility usage can absolutely be improved upon and should be something that Gyan actively works to improve here with his Sova. I think it would really take it to the next level. Now, on top of that, I want to say with his aim, I truly feel like he might be better off playing a slightly different hero. Now, I know that's not probably what he wants to hear, but if he likes opping, and from what I saw, those op shots were very crisp, I'd like to see him maybe try Jet and just see how it goes. Switching to Jet here could be huge for him. I think that really it kind of forces him to be more aggressive, and I think that would help the team out a lot more. But let's talk about teamwork here. Playing in a 5-stack and not telling your Cypher to trip behind you for flanks, you know, being super spread out on pushes, constantly having 2 players die early. I think you need to take more of an active role in leading your team, or at least in sort of assigning strats. Now, you guys did do a good job grouping up, going towards like A and stuff, but there were still so many rounds, I feel like, where you guys were so spread out, especially you were very busy opping in mid, and it kind of worries me about your positioning there. Now, finally, talking about positioning itself, there was a few rounds where I feel like post-plant or during plant, you got like cut off from the team, from the bomb site, you know, when you were in tree maybe, or you were stuck in that corner post-plant and almost lost, but you're able to get that Phoenix at the very end. That stuff worries me because that's game sense, and that's something that takes time to develop. I need to make sure that you know where to go after the bomb is down, or that you go where you need to before the bomb gets planted. There is no reason that one Leer stops you from taking any fight with players entering a site, and then you get walled off or doored off in tree and you're just useless. You are too good for that, and you are too useful for your team to be put into a position like that. That to me says you need to start playing different positions and rotating yourself more on these bomb sites when there starts when pressure starts being applied, or play a different site or different position completely. You should not be out of these fights so early and then constantly being forced to retake. And then finally, I want to talk about retakes. I have to see you use more utility on your retakes. There was quite a few where you're ending with darts, with maybe even a recon bolt or your ultimate in some. I just feel like you have to be looking at your utility bar more and figuring out where you can get value, because there's so much more value to be squeezed out of Sova. But those are my main takeaways. It really comes down to teamwork and utility usage for you. And I think that's really going to take it to the next level, but you might want to try out Jet, to be quite honest with you, with your abilities with the op. I think that would do you a lot of good. But that's all I have for you. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. Thanks for watching this far. If you did, I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys subscribe for more in the future, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy and peace.